Hello, hello. Guys, I'm so happy I took that fucking break. Bro, I wasn't even fucking streaming. Yo, I wasn't even streaming. That's why the other one ended so early. Sorry about that. You guys didn't even see this bit. Let me fix that up. Because I was looking through and I'm like, what the heck?
Over to the Halifax. So very incompetent.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad I fixed that.
Chief Constable.
I was literally, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because of that, we're not going to watch this video.
The beginning of every enlisted career in the United States military.
Sorry about that. We're going to watch this next video. Then we're going to finish it off with this one right here. I'm just waiting for my thing to come back. So I was taking a 10-minute break and I was looking. I was about to go watch my stream back and listen to my thing to make sure everything was good. But nah, it was actually fucked. It was actually fucked. Okay. So sorry about that. Right,
Karina Thomas, lead for the Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire Major Crime Unit.
Okay,
In 2024, the CPS authorised 21
sorry about that.
charges against Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate following our investigation into allegations of sexual offences dating back to 2012.
I'm gonna walk around in handcuffs. I'm gonna look guilty as fuck. You look guilty with handcuffs with police. I mean, the fuck you do? They're gonna say all this shit.
Mr. Keir Starmer, I heard you're in a little bit of trouble. I've got bad news for you because you're in a whole bunch more.
Andrew Tate has been arrested more times than most people can count, and every single time he walked back out and posted about it before the day was over. This time, the men who put the cuffs on him do not answer to anyone he knows, in a country where his contacts mean nothing, on a warrant written by a government 3,000 miles away, 59 charges, and no obvious way out, and the footage is where this genuinely starts to turn, because nothing about it looks like the arrests he used to broadcast himself.
UK and US's relationship with each other do anything to you? Is that a risk of yours? Is that a concern of yours, or not at all?
MPs saying, we need to get Andrew Tate. And you know I'm here. So come get me. Come extradite me. If you have such a strong case.
Officers close in on him fast. There is no negotiation, no standoff, no speech to the cameras, none of the performance that usually surrounds him. Within seconds, he is restrained and being walked away. Now, watch his hands, because this is the detail everyone latched onto. He appears to try to pass his phone.
You know what Andrew Tate reminds me of? It's crazy because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm listening, right? You know, like, I don't know if y'all ever know, y'all know that one person that always kind of like talks like this? It's kind of like that, like, dude, you know what I'm talking about, right? I can't explain it. But it's like that, oh, sorry, buddy. It's like that one weird, I don't know, it's like weird, I wouldn't say weird and disabled, but it's like that one person, look, you know, I want to mess with my Pokemon card, I'm going to have to hurt you, buddy. You know, that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, what? Like, you're looking at me, but you're not looking at me. You know what I mean? Same thing. And this is no flack at Top G. You know what I'm saying? Do I respect the guy? No. Do I hate him? No. I mean, you know, I don't look up to him like a lot of people do, but I will come out and say, you know, boy, I feel like he tells a lot of false tales, you know? And even if some of them are true, they're definitely not true to the extent that he's thinking they are. Kind of like, man, you know, I got attacked. I swear, man, 5 guys lined up, attack me, jump me. You know what I'm saying? Might be the case, but were they 6 foot, 800 pounds each? Nah. Did you scratch one of them? You know, maybe knocked one of the guys out, and they came back and apologized and it worked for you? Hell no. Most likely happened was they were like, oh, unnecessary. We'll never talk to that guy again because we already got what we needed. That kind of shit where it's like, giving the whole story. He ain't lying about the base. It's just all the flavors, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this shit is
to the
ass.
man standing behind him, and the handoff falls apart instantly. The phone ends up on the floor, and
He's
the man
getting fired.
behind him drops down and scoops it straight back up. What made
He's
that
getting
clip
fired.
travel is how obsessively people started treating every twitch as a clue.
Come over here by me. Let's go. Come over here by me. Get up.
The second that phone hits the ground, the scene reads as far more frantic than it did a heartbeat earlier, and viewers went through it frame by frame, arguing over who reached for it and what they were trying to protect. Some are holding that up as proof the whole thing was already unraveling faster than his side expected. Others say it proves nothing, except that nobody in that room had rehearsed for this. The reaction has been enormous either way, because a clip moving at that speed turns a dropped phone into a talking point, and within a day, the argument had stopped being about the arrest
Welcome to
and
the
started
real
being
world.
about what people had decided happened inside those few seconds of video. So here is where the case actually stands. The Tate brothers were taken into custody in the United States, and a fresh batch of charges authorized in Britain has pushed the running total against the pair to 59. I have tracked this case from the very first arrest, and
Damn.
this stage of it carries a weight that the earlier chapters simply never had.
Bro, he went on Fresh and Fit. Damn, you better than that. You better than that, Tate. No wonder you failed. No wonder you failed. It makes it sound like I'm really respecting the guy. No. I'm literally just joking. Okay, Tate's a goofy ass guy. But
Chief Constable Karina Thomas,
Here we
lead
go
for the
again.
Bedfordshire,
Talking through this
Cambridgeshire
headphone.
and
That's the one she's
Hertfordshire
talking to right
Major
now.
Crime Unit. In 2024, the CPS authorised 21 charges against Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate following our investigation into allegations of sexual offences dating back to 2012. Following the initial charges being authorised, we have continued to investigate further offences reported to both Bedfordshire Police and Hertfordshire Constabulary. As a result, 38 new charges in total have now been authorised against Andrew and Tristan Tate, bringing the total number of charges faced to 15.
British authorities want both men brought back to answer those charges on UK soil. Romania has not quietly dropped its own proceedings either, and a serious part of the argument is that Romania has the stronger claim to keep them exactly where they were. Andrew Tate also has political relationships that almost no defendant in his position ever gets near, including his repeated association with Trump, and that remains the one variable nobody can properly price in.
Close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to
Lying.
Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
This is the attorney for President Trump, somebody who has been a fighter for the America First Party. Her name is Alina Habba, and she joins us live right now.
Hey.
Hello, Alina.
There is a moment on camera where you can almost watch his expression shift. Plenty of viewers read it as him running the calculation in real time, working out whether that connection is worth something here, whether it is the thing that keeps him off a plane. That is the reading circulating online, and it turned an already tense clip into something people replayed on loop, freezing it, zooming in, and arguing over a facial expression as if it were evidence. Then, there is the man who spent years publicly standing behind him, right up until that relationship collapsed.
Damn.
Sneeko has said his position has
Damn,
changed,
that's
and that
crazy.
he now believes the brothers may in fact be responsible for what has been alleged against them. That came from him directly,
said
and it
not
reset
guilty,
a
proven.
large part of the conversation, because
I don't
a
know what the-
reversal from inside the circle
I don't know
carries
what the
weight
charge-
that
I don't know what the
criticism
rest
from
of the stuff is,
outside
except
it
for
never
traffic.
has.
Promoting Me Too feminist culture. The fall off is crazy.
See, it's not Me Too feminist culture. It's the fact that they're actually guilty. And I looked through, well, apparently, according to them, I don't know, allegedly they're guilty. Allegedly. At the time, I did believe it. I believe that they were innocent, but you look into it more, and you look into what the Loverboy method is, and you look into what that is. They literally said that they were recruiting women to pimp them out. They had a course talking about how you could become a pimp. Word for word, they just spell out exactly what the Loverboy method is. They say, this is how you do it. If you want a girl to fall in love with you so that you could traffic her, buy my course and I'll teach you how. So first, you make her fall in love with you. You have sex with her. Then you program her. Then you take her passport. Then she's in love with you. Then you put her on OnlyFans. It's like, that's what the Loverboy method is, word for word. That's what pimping is, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly. To a T, that's exactly what pimping is, and they just did it online.
When a former ally starts choosing different words, everything sharpens. Some read it as proof the mood has genuinely turned against him. Others think it exposes how unstable the loyalty around this case always was. Either way, the responses have not slowed for a second, and each new one feeds the same argument. What happens next, which country actually gets him, and how 3 separate legal processes across 3 jurisdictions are supposed to run alongside each other without collapsing into a mess. The counterpoint people keep raising about Sneeko is that his original support was never really built on a personal belief that Tate was innocent. In that reading, he backed him because backing him was what everyone in that space was doing, and because it slotted neatly into the anti-establishment persona he was constructing at the time.
With white women, look at that too. You know what's so funny is that the Tate started grifting the white supremacists, like the white incels, the skin worshippers. They literally got rich pimping out European white women because they were better for money. Like, they made more money. Do you think that they were pimping out Asian girls and black girls? No, they moved to Romania because the crimes, they thought they were going to get away with it. They said, Romania's a third world country. I can be a mob boss. I'm a mafia. I could bribe the police. I'm like the cartel of Romania. That's why they moved there. 1. 2, for the women, because they know white women are the best clientele. So, or they make the best prostitutes for Indians jerking off. So these are 2 black men move to Eastern Europe, predominantly white country, to pimp out white women, destroying the birth rate, and then now the skin worshippers are like, yeah, he's one of me. Yeah.
We're not going to get too far to
you fall for anything. Like, you guys, well, all you have to say is a couple things about deporting, and then immediately you could.
Critics argue he rarely engages with the actual case file, and instead drifts toward whichever position has momentum behind it. That is the pattern his detractors describe, but others push straight back and say that if this case were as clear-cut as some online commentary has insisted, Romanian prosecutors would have converted it into a conviction years ago. He has been held in Romanian custody and detained again while proceedings were still open, and despite years of comparable accusations circulating, nothing there has ever been proven against him in a courtroom. These 2 have been locked into that Romanian process for years, and the sheer accumulation of
that sounds horrible. Bro, well, they deserve this shit, bro. They deserve this shit.
allegations across that stretch is
especially what people are saying. I'm going home with African. The only reason I'm saying it is I don't know, but fuck, man.
Exactly what former supporters point to when they explain why they walked. Still, a large part of the audience keeps returning to the same principle. A conviction has to actually happen before anyone gets called guilty, and being arrested or being unpopular is not the same thing. That argument now moves into the British courts, and Tate himself had already signaled that further action against him was coming, and that it would land harder than anything before it.
Plays out, but I have a strong suspicion that the Florida, if I had to predict the future, which I'm pretty good at, because I was saying I was going to get arrested. I don't know if you saw my old podcast. I kept saying they're going to arrest me. You have 3 lives. I kept saying they're going to arrest me before they arrested me. Here's what I think is going to happen in Florida. I think they're going to get a perp walk. I think they're going to come up with the biggest crock of shit. They're going to arrest me. They're going to walk me in front of the camera.
If he was right about that, they have the fight of their lives ahead, and it will be fought on ground they do not control. You can see people around him gathering up his personal belongings, and somehow that small, quiet detail is what makes the whole thing land. There is a real prospect of him being held for an extended stretch, potentially years, before any of this reaches a trial. The pattern everyone always cites, where he is detained and then released, does not obviously apply here, and even his own audience seems to be quietly conceding that. The standard line is that Andrew Tate gets arrested constantly and always walks. This time, what is attached to his name sits in a far heavier category. Based on what has been laid out, he faces 7 further counts of alleged misconduct, alongside allegations tied to exploitation, and 1 count connected to an unlawful image involving a young person. Tristan Tate has been charged with 2 counts of alleged misconduct and 3 counts relating to arranging or facilitating exploitation. Split across the pair, the paperwork now runs to 42 charges against Andrew and 17 against Tristan, drawn from allegations reported by several women over a period spanning roughly 7 years. Those are extremely serious accusations that still have to be tested properly in court, and Tate himself has been commenting on the situation without yet having full sight of the case built against him.
Let me clear up this news you're seeing on the timeline. The British state has accused me of a crime. They said 15 years ago I did something I wasn't supposed to do and I'm a criminal. But they won't tell me who against. They won't tell me where it happened. They won't tell me when it happened. They just said 15 years ago you did a crime. And I said, okay, against who? We're not telling you. In case you tweet it. Why would I tweet it? What are you talking about? Tell me who I committed this crime against so I can defend myself. Nope. We're not going to let you defend yourself. You're accused of a crime. You're charged with a crime. We won't tell you who against.
That's crazy.
And I said, well, then how do I put a defense together? And they said, well, if you come to England, we'll tell you. I said, sure, I'll come to England. No problem. All I want to know is, can you guarantee I will not be remanded in custody? They said, no, we're not going to guarantee you that. If you come to England, there's a strong chance you're going to go to Belmarsh, remanded in custody for years, free trial.
The pressure has escalated fast.
Oh, bro, I swear you predicted something, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. What are we doing? How is that? Bro, what?
And a lot of people now expect him to be held in Britain far sooner than anyone predicted. On paper, the sequence is simple. American authorities assess the request, weigh extradition, and coordinate with their British counterparts. Some commentators argue this is an outcome Tate should actively want. If his position is that he did nothing wrong, then arriving in Britain, testing the allegations, and getting out from under the weight of all this is the fastest route back to normal. He has never wavered on maintaining his innocence, which is precisely why every procedural update is being read so closely. Once a story crosses from online argument into formal legal machinery, the
I take a piss 1 second. Sorry about that. Also, I realized we're gonna end it after this too. I realize I'm just a little bit tired today. Keep dozing off, so
texture of it changes completely. What used to be an argument between strangers online becomes a sequence of filings, hearings, and fixed court dates, and extradition proceedings of this kind can stretch across months, depending on how hard the defense chooses to fight each stage. The real issue is no longer the noise around the arrest clip, it is that every new filing drags the whole story back to the front page. Supporters keep insisting the allegations deserve to be examined properly, rather than litigated on social media, while critics argue the sheer length of the charge sheet has made this impossible to wave away. This has outgrown the internet entirely.
Like, so you are accusing me of a crime, you've issued a warrant, you won't tell me who the crime was committed against, if they even exist, because they don't. These are made up victims, completely made up.
I'm gonna end it a little early, guys. I'm gonna end it a little early. Because I'm tired, so I apologize about that. Yeah. Okay. We'll try and cue something up. But like I said, I'm dozing off, so that's my fault. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have a good day, man. Hope you guys do good, eat good, sleep good, be good, feel good. Most importantly, sleep good, man. You guys have a great day. You guys have a great day. Like I said, wasn't the best stream, but I'm just happy that I'm doing a little bit earlier than I usually do. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with myself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great day, man. Love you guys. Be good. Rest up.